Hello and welcome back to the After School Special Show.
I'm Avik.
And I'm Ian. And we're a little sorry. We are sorry for the delay here.
It's been a while, but for good reason.
I know. So I went to the Panthers game.
Whoa! Don't just drop that news on us, man. I was so jealous. Oh my god!
It was amazing. I'm just gonna go around and say it was amazing.
Follow this guy on Snapchat and you'll be jealous for life. It was insane.
It was crazy. So didn't have the best seats in the world.
Really? It looked pretty good.
They were fine. I got first couple rows upper deck.
It
broke the bank a little bit, but
it was like an angle, right?
Yeah, no, it was down. It was a little diagonal angle. Yeah,
I like that.
But so yeah, we should go right into it. I'm gonna be talking about a little bit about the Panthers game. We're gonna be breaking down the divisional round.
Yeah.
Going over our picks.
Try not to be too much of a Panthers fan when you talk about this game.
No promises this time.
Okay.
Then we're gonna be doing the trailer talk. We got a new Suicide Squad trailer that came out yesterday.
I'm probably most excited for trailer talk.
I'm
honestly.
not. We're gonna be going over Batman versus Superman, even though that came out a while ago. We have some strong opinions about that.
Yeah, we do.
And then
you're writing some movies.
Yeah, some movies. We got Star Wars and Revenant coming up. So
that's what you can expect. Let's talk about this Panthers game.
Oh my god.
All right. Listen.
I want to get your take first.
You want to get my take first?
I want to get your take first.
Really? Before all the excitement?
Yeah. I want to get your take first. What do you think?
Okay. I was really impressed by the Panthers. There's no buts here. There's no buts. I was impressed by the Panthers. I was surprised that the Seahawks couldn't pull it together fast enough. Because I think if they did pull it together a little bit quicker, they could have had a real shot at that comeback.
I don't think I would have been here. I don't think I would have came in.
Yeah, that would have been tough, man. That would have been real tough. But okay, it's tough without when you don't have, Marshawn Lynch being who he normally is.
Yeah, no, he definitely wasn't 100%. You could tell.
That's tough. I thought Russell Wilson wasn't playing the Russell Wilson he played the entire year, which is on him. I'm not saying that's anything against the Panthers or anything. They did a great job. But I think they finally, when they did pick it up, I just wish they did it sooner.
Yeah, no, I think Russell Wilson really suffered from their offensive line.
From the Sierra Bowl.
we might talk about the future situation a little bit later.
Purple umbrella.
Yeah. We need to get into, maybe next week we'll do a little Purple Rain.
Good idea. We can
I haven't listened to that yet, but the first half, oh my god. The most hype I have ever been in my life.
Wait, let's talk about something real quick. Just you getting to the game and what is that process like? Because you're from Connecticut, right?
Yeah, so I'm from Connecticut. So obviously we go to school in North Carolina. So North Carolina Amtrak is it's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
So took it, taxi to the Amtrak down to Charlotte.
Mm-hmm. That's an hour away.
Stayed at our friend's house. Our friend Jason.
Shout out.
Shouts to Jason. He'll probably make a couple appearances in the pod.
The Steelers.
He still has Krispy Kreme though.
Oh, true.
So stayed at his house. Took the light rail. Really good light rail system in Charlotte. I'm just kind of. Shouts to North Carolina public transportation. Took the light rail there, and I mean, oh my god.
And then you get there, man. That's that big stadium and what is it called?
Bank of America.
Bank
of America Stadium. But again, most hype I've ever been in my life. That Luke Kuechly, the pick six. Oh my god. Not even that. Just the first play of the game, J. Stu 60 yards. Definitely surpassed.
If that didn't set some sort of precedent for what the game was going to be I don't know what it was.
Yeah, surpassed the dirt bike scene from Creed for the most hype I've ever been in my life. Shouts to Gabe for calling me out. My friend Gabe called me out on not talking about it when we talked about Creed. The dirt bike scene. I'm sorry about that, buddy. But yeah, the Panthers came out, swinging.
They really did. I looked at the scores 31-0.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing was the difference in that game was the Panthers pass rush. Pass rush.
Without that
just the second half, they had no pass rush. Oh my god.
That's a tough one. Pass rush.
I'm getting so excited here talking about this. But K'Wan Short forced that first interception. I don't know if it was him on the second one too. But both Russell Wilson picks our D-line got to him first, and then we couldn't generate any pressure in the second half, and that's what really, that along with the conservative play calling.
Yeah. Russell Wilson couldn't get a ball off like at the first half.
I know, and I'll address this, I'm sure, as we keep talking about this, but the excuses by other fans and Seahawks fans were just comical.
You were probably around.
How do you let them score 24 points? Well, we scored 31 unanswered. Like, how do you? Oh my god!
Like, I hate when that comes up. Cause it's like, just be like okay with winning 2 Super Bowls.
I know.
You know? Like, you just didn't win this game.
Only one.
Okay.
No. I forgive you because they basically.
You're right.
They basically won the second one.
But they didn't, and I bet you there was excuses for that too. But like, there's no excuses for that play call.
Sure
but still, like, except that you lost the game, you put up a good game in the second half. You had a good season.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't win the Super Bowl. You just can't. Give props to the Panthers for what they did in their pass rush.
Exactly.
I hope the Panthers pull it together.
Still no respect. It's fine. It's cool.
Okay, but on the Panthers side, give them some respect. They did work in the second half.
We're not going to get into the Cam Bannergate 2.0. We're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that.
Let's not.
That's not going to be discussed on the show.
Good.
The show is above that.
Yeah, we are.
Shout out to Mike and Mike though. Mike, the
Golak and
Sarah.
What?
The fan, Sarah, that wrote the scathing letter to Cameron Newton.
Oh, what's up with that?
Mike set her in her place. Oh my god, I don't want to talk about that. Let's move on now.
Let's move on. You want to move on from the game? Really? Because let's
talk
about the future here. Let's see.
So we got the Cardinals coming up.
Yeah.
Are we gonna? We should probably preview. The next pod will be early next week. So we should preview the games coming up a little bit. We'll be talking about the Arizona game.
We can talk about specifics later, but like I want to know one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a big comeback by the Seahawks.
Well,
are you concerned at all? You can just give me a yes or no.
We've had problems all year with preserving leads, and I'm a lot less probably nervous than I should be. We just don't play well with leads. Our play calling gets shaky towards the end of games. But I mean, we get out to the leads. And people are saying, "Oh, we blow leads." No, we've never blown a lead.
You establish a lead, and then
we've never blown a lead because we've won 16 of our last 17 games.
With exception to one game.
Oh my God, Julio.
Julio. Okay.
So I'm not worried about it.
All right. I'm gonna say maybe you should.
I mean, I am worried about the Cardinals. Okay. And we're gonna talk about that game.
Let's go to the Cardinals game.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can we just?
This was my favorite game.
This was my favorite game.
Absolutely.
This was my favorite game. This is my second favorite game. If the Panthers were not in the playoffs, this would have been my favorite game. Absolutely insane. Can we confirm that Aaron Rodgers is not from this planet?
Can we confirm that he finally came back to this planet and was like no longer something? God. Whatever slump he was in.
Yeah.
I think he's like.
Oh my God.
He's got to be back, or at least like to an extent, he's got to be back.
He threw for over 100 yards on one drive.
Yeah, I don't know how that's possible, but he did it.
Oh my God.
He did it, and like honestly, like real props to like both teams. But I was so happy to see Larry Fitzgerald come back and do what he did. Man, that was huge.
He's such a good guy. He deserves that.
He did deserve that.
And if the Panthers aren't going to win the Super Bowl, I'm going for the Cards because I want to make it a ring. Yeah.
And like it's hard to root against like even I remember like
he's such a good guy.
When the last time with Kurt Warner when they were in the Super Bowl, I was absolutely going for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
because of Larry Fitzgerald. And like that, the fact that he caught that last, didn't he catch the last touchdown?
Yeah, last two.
Yeah, last two. I was really happy.
Yeah, he had the 75-yarder and then the shovel pass.
And they played well too. They were pretty consistent throughout. I mean, it's hard to stop Aaron Rodgers like the way he was playing.
Yeah, but just the thing that I was really impressed with was just what he's playing with.
Yeah.
Jeff Janis has 2 receptions the entire regular season. Granted, you still had Cobb and James Jones playing ahead of him, and Devontae Adams for that matter.
Yeah.
The entire year. But still, I mean, he has 7 for 145. And I mean, he had the 90 plus on the final drive.
Yeah,
and
that
then
was pretty crazy.
I'm gonna butcher this name, but Jared Abbrederis. We got Greek Freak 2.0 maybe.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I mean, where is he coming from? Guys like this make me not, they don't make me envious about the Panthers receiving core. Like, I'd take Ted Ginn and Philly Brown over these guys any day. That's saying something. I mean...
Yeah, actually, like, if we go back to that for a second, that's impressive what they've done with their receiving core.
Yeah.
I think it's now that says more about Cam and more about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think each of those guys can easily carry.
You can make players good.
Exactly.
And when you're in the Cardinals and you have Carson Palmer playing like what Carson Palmer is meant to play like.
He was shaky though.
Yeah, he was shaky though. Okay, true.
He was really shaky in this game.
But when you have him in a situation that you want him to play like, in the playoffs, I'm a little mad because last year he let me down for my fantasy team, but he doesn't care about that.
Yeah,
he's mad that he didn't get to play those games. But I'm happy that he's going to get a shot. I'm really looking forward to this next game, which we're going to talk about later. But this Packers game, I think, said a lot about the Cardinals. I think that they have like a good shot. At least for a good game against.
Although rushing game looked really bad.
Yeah.
I don't think they utilized David Johnson out of the backfield as much as they could have. That said, they're good. Their defense is outstanding. Their receiving core is what really scares me. The Panthers only have 3 cornerbacks in the roster. You saw Kurt Coleman get burned, I believe, for the second score in that game, the 33-yarder to Lockett. And we're just going to have a hard time keeping up with these receivers. They're just so fast. Yeah. And when we go, we can only go nickel. We can only go 3 corners. So if the Cardinals bring out a 4th receiver, we're going to have, we're playing zone.
Yeah.
Because you can't have Thomas Davis or Kuechly. For as good as a coverage linebacker as Kuechly is, you can't have him out there on John Brown.
What you got to do is you got to have the same like pass rush that you did.
Yeah, the first half. Yeah, we really, because Palmer isn't, he doesn't have the elusiveness, obviously.
Yeah, no.
As
Dude's
Russell.
got 2 bad ACLs. Really.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he's got 1 bad enough for 2. So you're gonna need to do that, and you're gonna need to be consistent about it. Because what I saw from this game is that the Cardinals are like in it throughout the whole game.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you want to move on to the Pats Chiefs?
Yeah, sure.
I don't think we'll talk about this for too long.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to really talk about.
Yeah, I think this was definitely the worst game out of the 4.
Absolutely. Just because, going in, you're like Andy Reid or the Pats with,
Andy Reid. Andy Reid failed to disappoint.
Right.
Clock management skills of an illiterate 5-year-old.
Oh, my goodness, dude.
Oh, my God.
Apparently the clock doesn't matter in an NFL playoff game. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, this looked like 2 teams that couldn't throw the ball more than 10 yards, but the Patriots did it a hell of a lot better than the Chiefs did.
Yeah, seriously.
Edelman coming back was a huge boost for them.
Gronk, with those 2 back, I'm not gonna lie, before they were before they were well again, I was very scared. I was scared because I go to a school full of Northerners, all Pats fans, and it's like, what are they gonna say when they finally lose? And now I guess I won't have to hear that. Maybe for a little bit longer.
I think they're gonna cruise through the Broncos.
Yeah. They've had what you could call maybe like a little bit of an easy road. The Chiefs, inexperienced playoff team.
Yeah.
Bad clock management skills. When you have, your Hall of Famer Tom Brady just doing what Tom Brady does.
Yeah, Brady looked so good.
He looked great. And then you got 2, Edelman and Gronk coming back.
You just run
still looking great.
Yeah, you just run 10-yard slants with those guys. And it's money.
I was impressed that they came back looking so good.
Yeah, they're definitely. I think they're a shoo-in for the Super Bowl, and I think it's gonna be a really good game between them and whoever represents the NFC. The Panthers. Excuse me. And then I guess we'll wrap it up with a little Steelers Broncos.
Yeah. So this game I didn't actually get to catch too much of.
So I did watch this. I watched this entire game with a Steelers household, so this was interesting. The Broncos get so lucky. They're such a lucky team. I feel
you can do no wrong, man.
Oh my God.
It's not luck, dude. It's just Manning being Manning, man.
You can hear
Pittsburgh Steelers never tasted so good.
You can hear ESPN. The party is in Bristol, Connecticut. You can hear it from North Carolina.
Yeah,
the Brady Manning
17.
Oh my God.
Deflategate. What? What? Are you talking about steroids? No, Deflategate,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so fill me in on this game. What looked good? What looked bad?
Neither team really stood out. You could tell that the Steelers were playing with a 3rd-string running back. Fitzgerald Toussaint really cost him with a late fumble in Broncos territory. And then I forget if it was the drive before or the drive after, but they elected to punt instead of go for a 54-yard field goal.
That's a tough one.
I know, but in Mile High, and their kicker was the MVP of that game.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm so mad that D'Angelo and Antonio Brown got injured.
I know.
I think they would have. I would have loved to see a Steelers-Pats AFC Championship game.
I think that's probably the reason why I just didn't turn the TV on.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the right game. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I get that injuries are a part of it, but if we had the right Steelers team, like I liked them. You know, kind of a. They didn't have what every other team had. You know, Big Ben is not a Brady. He's something else in the playoffs. He really is. But
yeah, and he plays so well when he's hurt for some reason.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what he does. But he makes it work. But like he also makes it work because you have Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
you know?
And Martavis Bryant didn't have a really big game here.
Yeah,
but he had a couple key drops, and
you gotta catch those.
Yeah, you're going with Sammy Coates as a third receiver instead of Marcus Wheaton.
Yeah,
it makes a difference. So I think, do you want to? So we'll go over our picks from last week.
Yeah, sure.
So I made up a little ground with the Panthers over the Seahawks. We agreed on the Pats game.
Yeah, and then
the Cardinals game, and then I thought I was gonna have that Steelers Broncos game. I thought we were gonna draw even, but
honestly, I'm glad you picked them because there was a part of my brain that was like, but what if we get that game? Because maybe Antonio Brown.
And you were 2 games up. I need to make a little ground.
Yeah.
So I don't regret taking them.
Okay, that's true. You went for the gamble.
Yeah. So do a little quick preview here for the next round for the championship.
Let's do it.
So we got Panthers Cardinals. Obviously, I think this is going to be a much better game than Pats Broncos.
Yeah, Pats Broncos. I'm saying we're probably going to agree on. Are we going Pats here?
Yeah, I'm going Pats.
Because I'm thinking for the Cardinals Panthers game, I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
You're going to go with the Cardinals?
Yeah. I would love to see Carson Palmer pull this through.
This is a tough one for me. I think.
No way. Are you going to do it?
I might have to go with the Panthers.
Oh, wow.
I'm going on a limb
Big
here.
surprise.
Yeah. I'm going on a limb.
Oh, boy, man. Don't drop that one on us like that.
So, do you want to... Let's just get the Pats Broncos out of the way really quickly, and then we'll go into Cardinals Panthers. But I think, in Denver's got a pretty good defense. I just don't think their offense... To be the Patriots, you're going to have to score more than 28 points.
Yeah. That
team with Gronk and Edelman is putting up at least 28 points on the board.
Yeah, that's what did it for me. It's before I was, as I said earlier, I wasn't confident. I see Gronk doing, Gronk is back to what he was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And you can tell that they didn't rest him.
Yeah.
But towards the end of the season, they weren't targeting him as much, kind of taking it easy, and now you have Gronk.
And this is the game where you have to show up. And I think the Patriots are the team that can do that. And the Broncos, I think, have just been kind of inconsistent.
Yeah, I think they have a chance to win this game.
Yeah.
Just because...
they're home.
Yeah, they're home. Good defense, as I said.
You got Manning. He can do anything,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's the perfect guy that ESPN wants him to be, but, he has won a Super Bowl,
I don't know. I think he's too old. I don't think he can do it. They're going to have to get a return touchdown.
The same thing about Brady if Brady didn't, shut him up every week, but,
Oh, Brady owns Manning.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm not trying to start that argument because I agree with you. I'm just saying that, I'm sure both of them can show... Okay, never mind. Forget about that. I don't believe that. I believe that Brady's great, but I think that Manning can show greatness.
I think he's done. I don't think he has a chance.
Does this not say anything to you though that they're this far in the playoffs?
I don't. Who have they played? They played a Steelers team with Fitzgerald, Toussaint, and no Antonio Brown.
True. Yeah, that's
in a banged up defense, and a quarterback who was hyped up on painkillers.
I don't know. I don't buy that. Just having a team that, because you picked them for some reason you picked the Steelers, they had some sort of fighting shot. Maybe you picked them because the Broncos were that bad.
I don't think the Broncos are that good.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see. Let's move on. We both have the Pats in that game. I think the Broncos have a shot. I just don't.
They have a shot.
I don't believe it.
And we'll give them that. But
agreed.
If the Patriots continue what they did in the last game, then
it's game
I can
over.
see a steamroll right there.
Oh, yeah. So Panthers Cardinals. You have the Cardinals. Do you want to give a little explanation why?
Sure. This one's kind of just based off of what I saw on the second half of that of the Seahawks game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you need to have that pass rush for this game coming up. You have Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald, you know, those great receivers. You have that going up against like Ted Ginn and Cam. And Cam is great. Cam really is great. And I haven't seen any reason to doubt him. What I do doubt is the ability for the Panthers to keep up their lead. Because what I've seen from the Cardinals last week and the week before is that they're like able to, you know, persevere throughout the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see the same thing out of the Panthers, but I just didn't see it the last game, and that's concerning to me.
Mm-hmm. I understand your point, but I'm not worried because we have maintained every single lead. We have, not necessarily maintained, but we have won every game that we have, you know, blown the lead in. That
like if you can keep your lead against the Seahawks, mm-hmm. who's probably the toughest other opponent to play, that says something about your ability to stay in the game relatively. But when you go from 31-0 to 31-24, that's gotta be a little scary.
I can agree it is an issue, but I'd like to point out the Giants game. Obviously, they had the huge comeback. Yeah. When they finally tied the game, you look over at Cam on the sidelines, and I know you saw this. Just the subtle nod of his head. He knows what he has to do. There's a difference when you're down and you have to maintain the lead than when it's game time. The Panthers, I will admit, not great with their conservative play calling. Cam did a really good job of running down some clock. I know first drive of the fourth quarter, they burned about 6 minutes off the clock. Just like a 30-yard drive, couple first downs, big catch by Olsen. And I think that if this game, for some reason, if the Panthers get up to a big lead, Cardinals come back, I still have faith in them for that last series. If Cam has the ball last, we're winning the game. Okay. I have utmost faith in Cam Newton.
I also do, and I didn't believe that before. I think Cam is he's the man. He can do it.
Yeah, and
if he's not MVP, I don't know. I don't know what to tell.
Another big thing is that we really struggle against quarterbacks who can scramble, and Carson Palmer is not one of those quarterbacks.
Not known to scramble.
Not known. Although he did have a really nice move on the fifth 75-yard catch.
Oh yeah.
Getting out of pressure. But I mean, if Starr and Kawan Short come out and play and they're balling, I don't think the Cardinals have a chance.
But I know I am the worried. Cardinals. Palmer didn't play well he did not the last game, and they still pulled that off.
And that's a good point, but I know there's Jared Allen has a broken foot and he might be able to play through it, but Jared Allen hasn't been able to do much. We have Coney Ely, and our linebackers are so fast. And I did express concern earlier about the three really good receivers, but I think our pass rush is going to be able to compensate. I think we're going to be able to get after Palmer. You saw the Packers be able to do that.
Pass rush is scary. I'm not going to lie. If they can, because it was deadly that first half.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what made the difference.
You're shutting down Russell Wilson, who's a guy that hasn't thrown a bad game in a long time.
Yeah, he was last 4 games in the regular season. He was 11 touchdowns.
Yeah, 11 touchdowns. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was right up there with Cam.
I mean, he was right up there. Exactly.
I think Ted Ginn is really going to have to make a difference in this game too.
They're going to be double balls that which he kind of has a history of doing.
If Teddy Bridgewater's Teddy Two Gloves, Ted Ginn is Teddy No Hands.
Yeah, we have to come up with some sort of nickname for that.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna be doubling Olsen most of the game, and then you do have Patrick Peterson, usually sticking with the number one receiver, but I don't think Ted Ginn is really number one receiver.
But doesn't that
it'll be interesting to see who he follows, if he just sticks to one side. If he does shadow Ginn, I think it's going to be a big game for Devin Funchess.
Yeah.
He has size. I know the Cardinals have smaller coverage corners. I think he's going to be able to take advantage of that matchup.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a good game. I think we're going to really rely heavy on a run game. Obviously, we've done that all year. But I think we're going to really...
Cam can scramble.
He needs to run more. He didn't run at all against the Seahawks. He had, I think, one design run.
That's something he did so well in the regular season.
Yeah, he needs to scramble.
And we all know the whole Panthers regular season. So, if you can show spurts of that, sure, you got a shot. I mean, like, pretty good shot to win. But I think this is going to be a game.
I think it's going to be.
I think each team has to execute.
Yeah.
What they need to take what they're good at and do it all game, or else you're really giving up a large chance to the other.
Yeah, and I am adamantly defending the Panthers here, but I think it's going to be a really good game, and I would not be surprised if the Cardinals won at all.
That's one game that I just want to sit down and watch. I'm not going to get up.
Exactly.
All right. I miss having a couch. I will say that. That I do miss.
Anything else you want to wrap up with the
now,
NFL? Moving on.
Ready for?
Do you want to take a quick break and then move on to? We got trailer talk, and then we got the. I'm really excited about Revenant talk and Star Wars.
Let's do it.
Ready. Take a little break, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back with some movie talk. Your mid cookout milkshake there.
We're back, yeah, we're back. We're all back now. You were back before, but now my mouth is.
What do you want to start off with? Batman v Superman or Suicide Squad?
Let's talk about Suicide Squad only because that's like it just happened.
Mm-hmm. Just came out.
And then I also don't want to be angry before we get into Suicide Squad.
Okay, so new Suicide Squad trailer came out yesterday.
Did you expect that?
I knew they were going to be doing something a little bit different than the first one, but I was not expecting Queen.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Okay, wait. Can I talk about that?
Yeah, go for it.
So, I liked it too. It seemed, at times of the trailer, like it was a little forced. It didn't really go with all of what the movie was. Like, it seemed like they were trying to make it like Guardians of the Galaxy kind of thing. Where like they had like the 80s pop or whatever.
I definitely agree that they're trying to kind of go off Guardians.
And I love that because you have like aspects of that movie which look like they are going to be really fun and kind of like poking fun, but then you have like intense like action scenes where it's funny that you have Queen in the background, but like where you mute it and then you're just like, no, this is a different kind of movie. Like I don't believe that. I
agree.
I don't believe that this is going to be a fun kind of. I think there's going to be aspects of it that are funny. But it's not going to be like a Marvel movie, which is what they're kind of trying to get with people with Queen,
I think it's going to be really interesting for them to try to, because you can kind of tell that they're trying to emulate Marvel a little bit with a lighter tone. I just DC.
Wait. Okay. Wait. Because I don't hate this movie, but it seems like you do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know we talked about it.
Let's do the trailer first.
Okay. So
go for it.
I think they did a pretty good job overall with the trailer. I will say I am a little bit more intrigued than I was after the last one.
That's all they want with this trailer.
Like, I'm probably going to see this movie. As much as I am anti-superhero movies, I'm probably going to go see this movie. I love me some Will Smith.
Yeah.
I love me some
I was going to say, there's just too many good people in this movie not to go watch it. If you get anything out of it, it's just like, okay, Jared Leto, Margot Robbie, and Will Smith. Now, I don't want to see Margot Robbie and Will Smith in another movie together ever again. But
don't hate on Focus. Okay, Focus was a good movie.
But I do like them all in this together. And then you have like, Claire, what is her name? Cara Delevingne. Yeah, she's Enchantress, who they said is possessed by a witch.
Enchantress or Enchantress?
Enchantress.
I can't. Also, I'm gonna call you out on this one. Last week you said the Human Flame.
Oh no!
We're talking about Fantastic Four.
Serious? Human Torch.
Yeah. No. You said Human Flame.
No.
Yeah. So you're 0 for 2 right here.
That makes me want to slap myself. Are you serious?
Yeah. No. I reviewed the game tape.
Oh no. Yeah. See, it's hard for me to hear my voice again, so it's hard for me to review the game tape. But I gotta be on my game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I gotta think about every word now, because that's embarrassing.
You really... Yeah. I think one aspect of the trailer I did like was... I'm kind of interested by Jai Courtney's character. I think he's Boomerang.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I had no...
Is he the one that opens the beer?
Yeah.
That was great. Mm-hmm. I loved that.
I think... Because I think the Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie humor is going to be really forced.
Okay.
It's like...
It could be forced. It seems really forced in the trailer.
Humor.
Yeah.
It's like, haha, it's funny, she's crazy.
Yeah. No, the one that I didn't like, that everyone liked, was like, oh, that's not what the voices in my head said. I'm like, okay, well, let's move on from that and get back to like the cool like shooting with Queen sounds. You know? Like that was neat. But one thing I really loved about this trailer was that it focused kind of like at least a second on each character. And for someone that doesn't know anything about any of the members in the Suicide Squad besides like the Joker, I thought that was cool. Like I got to know the last one. All I got to know was Will Smith has like he's a daddy, you know, with some issues with his child. You know, he wants to see his kid again.
Got like baby mama.
Yeah, right. Like
baby mama problems.
Like that's all I knew. This one, it's like, okay, this person's possessed by a witch. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and that was helpful for me because I don't know anything. I don't know anything either. Who is Captain Boomerang? What is he? Does he just have a boomerang? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I need to know these things.
But they said it. They're like, this guy eats people. This guy,
yeah,
you know. Yeah, I like
that was actually really helpful.
I really liked that. So thank you to whoever cut that. I thought it was cut really well. The trailer was. That's something big for me, you know. I thought, well, not really. Okay, it was cut like well. I thought the Queen I liked. It seemed as forced as the you know, the Harley Quinn humor. But I don't know if I can think of like another song to go with that.
Yeah, I think I preferred this over the stereotypical, the cliche, just, you know, intense trailer music.
Yeah. Especially for a DC movie, like you're gonna get that intense trailer music. This one was a good kind of step back.
And another thing I really liked about this is I don't know who the villains are.
True.
I don't know who they're fighting.
True.
I don't know what they're doing. I
didn't think about that.
Need to go to the theaters to find out where Batman v Superman. I know who's in it. I know who they're fighting. I know what who they're fighting looks like.
That's such a good point, because that's what I hated about Batman v Superman, which we'll get to like literally in like a second, because I'm now getting worked up about it. But this one is I really loved the way they hid the Joker, and they've been hiding the Joker this entire time. Like we get to see more different shots of him, which I loved. Like the one of him jumping into like the pit of acid, apparently probably to go save, or not save, but to like create, you know, the Harlequin, you know, that personality.
Yeah.
But that was a really cool shot when he walks out and when he comes out of the acid with her.
Also the shot of him surrounded by the knives and his guns.
Which I'm wondering how they're going to work that into the movie. You know, that seems like very, very much like a dream sequence sort of thing. Or like he's like tormenting someone.
Yeah.
It was cool. I did see he still has the damage tattoo on some of the shots on his forehead. That's disgusting. They need to get rid of that. The fact that the Joker has a tattoo on his forehead that says damage is stupid.
Yeah, I go back and forth about the Jared Leto Joker, but I think overall I'm not a fan.
I was such a fan when they first announced the casting.
I don't think
his costume. Like,
yeah,
I dig. He's creepy. He's real creepy. That first Suicide Squad trailer when he's like, it's just a shot of him.
Yeah,
like that was so scary, man. Like that's some nightmare stuff.
They made him look edgy just to be edgy.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. The neon Lamborghini.
Yeah,
disgusting.
I don't.
But also kind of cool because it's like sort of modern. Like if this were to happen, but I'm not sold on this Joker. It's in part because Heath Ledger just like nailed it. It's hard to do that, and I think if anyone could do a good job at Joker, it's probably Jared Leto.
Yeah, and we can go more into the movie as a whole, but I think one thing that I'm not a huge fan of with superhero movies in general, and especially this one, is I feel like they're trending more towards you have to know about the comics and you have to like the comics to enjoy them.
Yeah, Deadpool is like a big thing about that.
I don't know who these people are. I know we talked about the brief summary, which I liked. But I don't know who these people are. I'm sure we're not going to get too much of their backstory, but we can talk about Wonder Woman. There was the footage that was released.
Yeah, one thing that's scary about that not knowing who they are is like, please don't give me like half the movie being backstory. I don't want that.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say about Wonder Woman. They were like, oh, this is going to be... I don't want another origin story.
I don't
need origin stories. I don't care who these people are.
I don't need 5 Spider-Mans.
Yes, and I know Spider-Man is a goofy high schooler who gets bitten by a spider and...
Yeah. Like,
and I know I kind of sound a little redundant and kind of like going back and forth, but like I want to have a movie where I don't have to know who these people are, but I don't have to learn about everything about them. That's why I very much enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy, because you get the brief information about them.
Yeah.
I know Chris Pratt is a smuggler who was taken from Earth, and then the rest of the movie is enjoyable.
Yep.
I don't need to have read 53 issues about their adventures on such and such planet fighting such and such villain. I can just enjoy it.
So let's, like, for that, I hope, like, literally what they did in the trailer is what they do in the movie. I hope that, like, this guy eats people, he's a crocodile. This guy does this.
I really hope so too.
Just tell me their powers, and I'll get to know the character that way. It looks like they definitely are going to be focusing on Harley Quinn and the Joker, which is cool. I dig that.
That's fine. I know who those people are.
Yeah, because those guys are obviously going to be, like, the main characters.
They're iconic. I don't know who Boomerang is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either. I don't, like... And we're going to be getting a lot more movies that are, like, who are these characters coming out in the superhero world. And it's gotten to the... Like, I was a superhero fan. I still am. But now it's gotten to the point where I don't know who people are. So I know that people that don't know comics are going to be like, what is this? Why should I watch this movie? And I think this trailer, like, got those people to watch this movie. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, so Batman v Superman. I know this came out a while ago, but we have strong feelings about this.
Yeah.
We definitely wanted to voice them.
Let's start. So let's start with the first one. The first Batman versus Superman trailer was a while ago.
What was it? Was that 2014?
Oh, yeah, no.
Was it that far back? Because now they're making them like 5 years before they come out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So it was probably early 2015.
The first one, honestly, is like one of my favorite trailers like I've ever seen. That's probably because I'm like a big superhero like fan. But like just seeing it really like nailed the intensity of like two huge like these are Batman and Superman, you know, two DC fans like favorite heroes, right?
Yeah.
You have both of them coming, you know, fighting against each other. That's awesome. What would that be like? That's really cool. Like his new suit, his like voice is really neat, cut super well. You get all these nice shots. Then you get to the second one, and it's like, wait, I'm sorry. Did you want to have any sort of like suspense in this movie? Because now I know everything.
Oh my god.
Did I need to know that? Well, I watched the first trailer. I'm like, what happens in this sequence? And it's like, oh, you had that question. Let me answer it for you in this next trailer. I'm getting a little
worked up over here. This is the guide on how to not make.
It's the worst trailer. It's the worst. Like,
I was kind of hoping you would defend it just so we could get a little back and forth here.
I can't defend this. This one is impossible.
Right, let's go on a rant for like 60 seconds here, and then you can try to defend this.
Yeah.
I would have loved to go into the movie thinking, okay, I know Batman, I know Superman, I want to see him fight. Go into it, then realize, oh, they're not gonna fight. They're gonna fight someone else. Like that'd be okay. I'd be like, whoa, that's cool. And now I get to see them work together. That's enjoyable. But now I know what's going to happen. And I know I didn't need to know Wonder Woman was going to be in it. I didn't need to know who the villain is.
Yeah.
What he looks like. How he's created. You see Zod going into whatever with Jesse Eisenberg. I don't even know. Oh my god. And, talk about forced. When he goes like, you should not fight this guy. Like, oh my god.
Dude.
Stop.
Getting me triggered.
Stop.
Oh my god.
The title of the movie is Batman v Superman.
I totally forgot, like, until now, because I think I tried to force it out of my brain about the dialogue between Lex Luthor and, Batman and Superman, whose names I'm currently blanking on because I'm fueled by rage right now. And it was like, it was so unbelievably bad. It was like, oh, Marvel fans want jokes. Let's give them all these jokes right now. And they're not even good. Jesse Eisenberg, why do you have hair? You're Lex Luthor. And like, listen, okay, I will try to defend something for the sake of the podcast. It was like, we have, but before I can defend anything, I have to get this out of the way. I wanted to go in that theater knowing exactly and only what I knew in the first trailer. And I knew just because I've been following the stuff that Wonder Woman was going to be in this movie, and that we went to see Aquaman at some point, and maybe the Flash.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know either of that.
But I didn't want to know whose side they were on and why they were there.
Yeah.
And then the second trailer comes in. Now I know Wonder Woman's not on either side. She's just there to fight Doomsday with them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what? Are you serious?
Roided out lava.
What happened to Versus? Now we're all together and we're just the Justice League. In the first movie that we even see any of these characters. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. New information just came out that they're going to have a Justice League cameo in this movie. Meaning everyone. Like, we're going to have Cyborg. We're going to have We're gonna have Aquaman. We're gonna have the Flash. We're gonna have I think maybe even it said Green Lantern, which is ridiculous to me. I cannot believe that. That movie's not supposed to come out for another like 7 years. And then we have Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman. That's disgusting. And I'm a huge fan of, like, I wanted to see this movie so bad. I still do. But now, if I'm thinking in my head, I want to see a Suicide Squad over this movie, that's not okay. This is your big movie that you're spending over $500 million on. You have to make $1 billion for this movie to be profitable.
I usually say, oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to see this movie.
You're not?
I'm not going to see this movie. I don't care.
Really? Okay, maybe this one can be an Avik's movie.
I can see it for the sake of the podcast, but I am not paying to go see this in a theater. This is a joke.
Now I'll try to defend it. We have Doomsday is what it looks like is going to be in this movie, which, by the way, if you guys aren't any comic book fans out here, Doomsday is like the big bad guy for Superman. He's the one that kills Superman, right? And so now people are all confused. Like, we have just the dude that kills him in this movie. Like, what? Why are we in here? If the Justice League comes together, kills Doomsday, what is there left in this universe?
Yeah.
I will try to defend it by saying that maybe it's not Doomsday. It could be just some other creature, or like
it's Doomsday.
Doomsday is known like in the comic book universe to like gain more power as he like dies. Mm-hmm. So maybe they kill him.
Oh my!
But that would be bad.
Can you imagine just
that would be
Doomsday
so bad.
Dies. And Batman v Superman 2. Doomsday comes back.
He's back.
Dies.
Right? Oh my god.
Batman v Superman 3.
That's the best part about Marvel movies is you wait till the end of the movie because like you're like, who's the next villain?
And we can talk about we won't talk about it now, but maybe another time we can do Captain America Civil War. But I'm interested to see that. I kind of want to see that movie.
Which one?
Captain America Civil War.
Oh yeah. Okay, do you want to talk about that or no? We might as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's a pretty simple trailer, which is why I'm thinking that we can just knock it out real quick. Yeah. It was a pretty good trailer. I liked seeing. I was a little disappointed by like the lack of characters. It's a Civil War, and we have 4 people on each team or something like that. That's a little,
I think they're saving the big expanded universe for Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity War apparently gonna have like how many characters?
There's like 80 something maybe, which I think
I wanted
is ridiculous.
That in this one. But I knew it wasn't going to happen.
They gotta save them. That's the thing with... Yeah. I think the counterpoint to the Batman v Superman with them bringing out the entire Justice League, I think they're,
That's very true.
They're saving the characters. And you have all the characters... I don't think they're not introducing any additional characters.
They probably aren't going to announce it, which is because they're smart, not like DC, you know? Because I think Spider-Man's making a cameo.
Yes. Okay, yeah. I think I knew that.
Yeah.
Which I'm interested to see.
Yeah, me too. Which is like, that's all I need to know. Don't put him in the trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
Just don't.
See, that's perfect.
Yeah.
We have, it doesn't even show, Scarlett Johansson has a couple lines.
Yeah, she's
and then you see, like, Scarlet Witch in one shot.
Yeah, I'm not positive which side Scarlett Johansson's
yeah, exactly.
on, which is good. Because she's, like, got a big connection with Captain America. But it looks like from the poster that she's on Iron Man's side.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
And see, I'll go and see this movie because I don't know what's going to happen.
Right?
Like, and I'm interested to see what's going to happen.
Looks like they were really kicking Iron Man's ass, you know? Like, I want to see what happened.
I think, I'm not going to say it. We have no audience anyway, but I think we all know what happens.
Yeah, okay. You're right. Maybe you shouldn't say it.
I'm not going to say it. Yeah.
But also...
Even that being said, I still want to go see this movie.
Yeah.
Because who knows? Maybe they hit us with a little surprise. And,
which would be cool.
Yeah.
So well done, Marvel. You definitely beat.
Yeah, DC I think Marvel still has a leg up.
I'm a big DC fan, but they kicked DC's butt.
And I'm excited for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I enjoyed the first one. I'm interested to see how they're going to integrate them into.
Maybe the Hulk is going to show up in that one. Who knows? Okay, so now on to like non-superhero movies.
Oh, thank God.
Let's talk about The Revenant so you can get serious here.
Oh boy, did I enjoy this movie.
Yeah. Oh
boy. I think I enjoyed it more than you did. I think you're going to try to counter my
go first so then I don't
excitement.
sound like...
This was a really good movie. One of my favorite movies I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
I know, first of all, we'll give a little tease for next week. We're going to be doing Ian's Movie of the Week.
I'm excited. Everyone clap.
I saw Prisoners.
Everyone at home clap.
And please see Prisoners.
I've seen it.
So good. So good.
Definitely a good movie. Is the same director? No.
No.
No. Okay.
No. Prisoners was Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, that's who it is.
Yeah.
It's your favorite director, right?
Mm-hmm. Villeneuve. Okay. Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, please see that. I like that better than The Revenant, actually.
Oh yeah.
Just story wise, obviously The Revenant was just cinematically beautiful. Yeah. She's incredible. Shot in natural light. Leo does an incredible job. I think I was engaged the entire way through, and again with going back to trailers a little bit, I had no idea when the bear scene was gonna come in the movie.
Yeah.
I know someone we went to see with thought that was like the climax of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you saw a little bit, a couple of the trailers, you can kind of guess that that's kind of the inciting incident.
Mm-hmm.
But which still, they did a good job.
Not giving up too much about the movie when you know that.
Yeah.
But it was a nice thing to hide.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't know too much about his son going through.
Yeah. I didn't know how long he was going to
exactly. You didn't
be in the movie.
Mm-hmm. So I thought this was just very well done all around.
Okay. So cinematically it was beautiful, right?
Oh.
I thought all the acting was pretty strong.
Yeah, I really like Tom Hardy. I want him to start branching out a little bit more.
What? He's branched out insanely well. Mad Max, The Revenant.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He did the Nolan movies. Mm-hmm. What did you get?
Inception. He was. Oh, I love Inception.
Yeah,
he was really good in Inception.
Top movie. We should do that one week for each.
Yeah, we should.
I
need to rewatch that.
Yeah. No. Okay. So should I go in now?
Yeah. Yeah. I can defend it a little bit more, but I want to hear your point first.
What do you think of the length?
The length?
It was a long movie.
It was a
6:45 movie. We left at 9:40.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's long.
It was like 2:45. I'm trying to think of what could have been cut out. I think they did a really good job, even though it was long. They did a really good job of utilizing every scene.
Yeah.
And I think one criticism that some people had was the story thread of, and again, we're not going to do spoilers.
Yeah.
For in case people haven't seen it yet. We will do spoilers with Star Wars because if you haven't seen Star Wars yet,
get over yourself, man. You gotta. If you don't want to spoil for that movie, I'm sorry.
And that'll be the last thing we talk about, so you can cut it off there if you need to. But the storyline with the Native American girl, I think some people said that could have been cut out, but I think it was.
Yeah. See, now you're taking my point here. It's that storyline seemed like it was just there for Leo's character to have in the right moments and to get him moving from one spot to the next spot. I thought it was why it existed because the plot is so linear that it seems like they added a third thing in there just so they could spice things up for a little bit, which is okay, but do you need to spice things up or do you just want a 2-hour and 45-minute movie?
I think her storyline was properly utilized.
It was properly utilized, but it was also I would have been okay with it not being in the movie. Mm-hmm.
But then I think back to your point about it being linear. I think it would have been so much more linear.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that was the thing. It got to the point where it was so much okay, this movie is about finding a guy. I don't care about this other lady, and this other tribe. That I understood that what I'm watching right now is going to be a linear movie, and you said that you were captivated the whole time. Strangely enough, I was also somehow captivated this whole movie, but I did find myself I wasn't the entire time 100% focused on the movie. Sometimes I would pull out, and maybe it's because some gross wound stuff was happening. I'm oh god, can't watch this right now.
Very gory.
It was super gory.
My man goes full Hoth.
Yeah, which is great. Honestly, you totally needed that. It was awesome. Makeup was great. It was gross.
And again, we won't give too many details.
Yeah,
I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but it was long. It's for someone with ADD. It's hard to keep my attention the whole time.
I will give you that. I just think. I know I've said this, but I think every scene had its purpose. I think the one thing I would have taken out, and I will agree with you on this, is I think the Native American man.
Yeah. That church scene?
Yeah, that was a little weird. I think that was just Inarritu being Inarritu.
Yeah.
In his
That was
Birdman
a 10-minute scene.
Yeah.
Imagine taking 10 minutes out of the movie.
Mm-hmm. I think that was a little bit of him just being artistic just to be artistic.
Yeah.
And the movie was
There was a lot
beautiful
of
enough that it really didn't need that.
Yeah.
And you did have the whole like Leo's past thing.
Yeah, and I wish that was like, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand it, but it was so long I don't want to go back and watch it to try to understand
I think I understood a little bit more than you might have.
Yeah, and I want you to explain it after this pod's done, because
I will. And it is a little hard to talk really, about this movie without giving out too much. But it's like,
that's the other thing about this. Like, is there spoilers? I knew going into the movie there's two options at the end of it, you know? And like, whatever happens in the middle doesn't really matter.
I'll give you that, but I just think that the cinematography...
Yeah, I watched it for the cinematography.
And the acting was just so engaging. Even if you knew what was going to happen, you were locked in the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the first scene, I mean,
the first scene was amazing. Scene was
incredible.
That made the movie for me, and it sucked because it happened right at the beginning. Like, oh my god, how did they do that camera work?
Oh,
I don't even know.
I want to know.
My mind was like, what
secrets.
happened? How many cameras are there? What's going on? Like, was there a cut there? Did I see a cut? No? Okay,
and then
how'd you
I think
do that?
the one thing I was really impressed with was, I don't know if you noticed, but the camera followed a character until they died.
Yep.
And then picked up on whoever killed them, which I thought was just brilliant. Like,
and then they didn't even just do it for like the traders; they did it for the Indian like people, which was awesome.
Yeah,
man, that first scene is like one of my favorite like opening scenes of any movie.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal.
Like put that with like Mad Max or something like that. I thought that was sweet. Honestly, like that was great, but it kind of lies about the tone of the movie a little bit. Not that you need to set the tone right at the beginning. Like it was amazing. There's really nothing wrong with that scene. I don't think there is, but it's like, wow. You
can argue that the most intense scene came at the
very
actually
very, no. Then there's
no.
Yeah.
We won't. No.
Yeah. There's a lot. I'll say that there's spurts of what you saw at the very beginning throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And which is what you're waiting for.
And I want to give a better counter argument to it being too long. I really do, but I agree. I think it could have been a little shorter.
Yep.
That said, I still really, really liked it. I think Leo, if he doesn't get this Oscar...
he deserves it for
this. The Academy has something against him.
Yeah. I'm not... You know what the thing is? Like, people put so much stress on that. He doesn't really want it that badly, I don't think. It would be nice.
Does he? I think he does.
Oh, does he?
I think he really does.
Ooh, that's maybe what the laughing was about when Lady Gaga was going up to pick up her thing. He's like, this one's for you. I'm going to take that Oscar.
I think he really
he needs it for this. He was so good. He was so good. Tom Hardy could easily get a supporting actor Oscar too.
Yeah, he was. I want to see him in one series.
If only there was going to be a second Mad Max. It was just confirmed that there's not going to be.
Really?
Yeah, there's not going to be any sequels.
No spin-off? No nothing? Wow. That could have used another one.
Yeah, George Miller said...
I think it's a really cool universe.
He didn't like the way... Well, because like, they filmed it all in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Where he wanted to. And then it was like, they had to deal with the conditions, so they had to fly
that makes sense.
Which is such a bummer for me, you know? I just said last week that, Mad Max is one of my favorite movies. And that whole universe is so cool. I would love to see more, but I will see more Tom Hardy. He said no to one of the roles in Suicide Squad. He was in it, and then he pulled out.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy that looks exactly like Tom Hardy was supposed to be his role.
Was that...
The one that yells into the camera and punches people. That guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom Hardy 2.0. Okay.
I really want to see him in James Bond.
Yo, yes!
I want to see him as the next Bond.
If Idris Elba isn't Bond, I want to see Tom Hardy as James Bond.
Who would I rather have? Elba
okay, I don't want to get your hopes, crush your hopes or whatever, but they confirmed that the author of the James Bond novel,
it was
said he was
sketchy.
Too street.
Yeah, I know.
Idris Elba was too. He's one of the Okay, Idris Elba is up there for the epitome of gentleman for me, So if that doesn't happen, I would love to see Tom Hardy. That has to be.
Yeah, I think he'd be perfect for that.
Love Bond movies. I also love Star Wars movies. You want to go to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at that nice transition. Nice, right? Okay. Let's talk Star Wars. What did you think?
It's been a while since I've seen this. I really liked it. I know I seem to like everything, but I'll give a little bit of criticism.
People, that's the thing. People are like, oh god, I hated this movie. I'm like, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was a good. It wasn't amazing, but it was a good. I had an enjoyable time at the movies.
And that's to me all that matters, because we're not, screw spoilers on this movie, right? Like, it is episode 4 all over again. It is just, what was that, A New Hope? Is that what was it?
Yeah.
It's just New Hope.
I'll come out and defend that, though. I think a lot of this movie was about the next generation.
Yeah.
Both the next generation of characters and the next generation of fans. So I think that I agree, a little stupid to have basically the same thing. Oh, just a bigger Death Star.
Yeah, that was the thing. I'm totally fine. I agree with you 100%.
But the thing with that is, I'm gonna take away a little too much. I'm a big fan of the Watch podcast with Andy Greenwald and Chris Ryan. I'm gonna take one of their points was that I think every child who grew up with Star Wars ever dreamed of flying their own TIE fighter, flying their own X-Wing. Yeah. I had all the Lego sets imaginable for Star Wars. I played Star Wars Battlefront, the OG, not this new.
Not whatever this new crap is.
Exactly. And I think when Oscar Isaac, that's me. I remember the actors' names, not the characters' names. When him and Finn are escaping the Star Cruiser or the First Order Star Cruiser, and he's like, I've always wanted to drive one of these things or fly one of these things, referring to the TIE Fighter. Like, that's me. Like, he's embodying the young Star Wars fan. Yeah. And I think that's kind of what the repetition was about.
Yeah.
And J.J. Abrams isn't doing this.
He's not dumb. He knows exactly what he did.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. And, like, there's nothing, to me, I agree with you. There's nothing wrong with that because, and I'll say it from a different perspective, there's nothing wrong with it because we're in it for the next movie and the one after that. This one, I want to know who the characters are. And part of the character knowing who they are is, like, their backstory has to do with episode 4. It has to do with all that kind of stuff. So, if we're not doing spoilers and whatnot, like, we needed to know Han Solo's connection to this whole thing. We needed to know. By the way, the way they introduced Han Solo into this movie was awesome.
I really liked it.
That was awesome. Like, I loved seeing him on that. Like, he was like, Chewie, we're home. I thought that was gonna be super cheesy, but then it was like,
was a little cheesy.
No, not only but it was cheesy, but like I didn't expect him to just be there. To be like what the Millennium Falcon is.
Well,
did you expect that?
A little bit. I mean, he has to be introduced at some point, and it's his ship. It's not.
Oh yeah, I thought they would get to like the Rebel base, and then he would be there.
Yeah. Maybe.
This was cool. I don't know. One thing I really hated, though, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I loved the movie, but I hated the CGI, man.
It wasn't awful.
That lady looked like a tangerine, like, and she's gonna be like, what is her name, Maz or something like that. She's like a big part of this movie, and like
Maz Kanata,
and she's gonna be a big part of like the later movies. Probably, she looks like an orange.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I think that was just Abrams trying to make his Yoda.
Oh,
but
God.
the practical effects in this movie were still really good, and I think you see the difference between this and the prequels, and you can tell that more care was put into this.
But Maz Kanata was so prequel-esque. It was insane.
A little bit. I can agree with that.
Man, and like, who was the person who played her again? Because
Lupita
Nyong'o.
Yeah.
What? Mm-hmm. Like, give me a CGI of her face and like make it less of like a basketball. There's so many like analogies I could think for her head in this movie. It was bad. Certain things about this movie, like when Rey ran away from the lightsaber, I didn't think that was like much to do. I didn't think her character would
You can
do that.
tell they were working on this right until the last minute, I think, with some last minute cuts.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. The cuts, movie moved too quickly, probably.
I think so. I mean, it's a lot of story to fit in.
Yeah, I would have loved to see
in one movie
happen a little bit slower. The crash onto the desert.
Yeah. And that's one thing. You can tell that, Poe Dameron disappears. I think there was a rumor
I don't believe that. I didn't believe he was dead when I watched it.
There was a rumor that he actually he died in the first act. Like, way early on, one of the first scripts, he dies.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think that was where they probably shot it originally, like he died, and then they had to figure out, but he just kind of disappeared, and he's like, oh, there he is.
If he died, I'd be mad. I loved him from the second he was on screen.
Yeah, and awesome. I think, going back to a little prequel discussion, I think the difference, what stood out to me, was the characters. I love these characters. I'm invested in them right away. I love Finn.
That's it. I didn't like Finn.
You didn't like Finn?
I thought Finn and Rey's thing was forced. I'm glad they're friends and not any sort of like relationship thing. But that one scene that really like is what I've like based my argument off of. When they just like when they kill people with the what is it called? Millennium Falcon for the first time, or Falcon is what they call it in this movie. I guess is what it is. And they're like, "Wow, you did great! No, you did great! That was fantastic! Like, amazing job! I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know I could do that." I'm like, what is this? A Disney Channel movie? That was awful.
That's how you or I would react. I mean, I think he kind of embodies what the average Star Wars fan would how they would act. Yeah. I think he brought a comical presence that wasn't forced. I liked that.
Some of them were. What?
And it wasn't.
Did you say it wasn't forced?
I don't think it was forced.
Dude, when they were on that last base, and he was like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you looking like this?"
Yeah, that was. I enjoyed that. Okay. That brought a lighter edge, and
that was so funny, but I didn't need it.
But then you just have like a dark Star Wars movie.
I don't want
nobody needs another dark Star Wars movie.
I like fun Star Wars, but it was like, I get fun Star Wars, but if you're saying that that's how you would react after you kill people with the Millennium Falcon, that's not how you would react if you're in that situation.
I mean,
you know, I don't know if you can have both.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I'll give you that. I do think, though, he kind of brings aside, an element to the movie that I don't think you saw in, let alone the prequels, but I don't think you saw that in the original trilogy.
So, yeah, that's very true.
You had the Han Solo type comedy, and obviously you're not going to be able to recreate Han Solo. And I'm kind of glad that they did.
He wanted to die in the 5th movie.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah. So this was good. I really liked that. I loved Rey. Rey was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
God, Rey was
one
awesome.
Thing. Oh, can we talk about one thing that
go for it.
The last shot of the movie. What are you doing? The helicopter shot where they're on the island and Luke has the lightsaber and they're standing there for 25 minutes. And then it's going on forever. He's just standing there. They're looking at each other. And then I'm like, okay, it's going to cut. And then they jump to this helicopter, like circling them. I'm just like, what? And then it goes to the.
Then it's like Luke's beard and face.
I do like. He looks good.
He looks cool. Yeah, not gonna lie.
You looked at Harrison Ford, looked a little old to be still.
And I want way less Carrie Fisher in the next movie. Please.
Yeah, she's.
Please.
I don't know what her character brings anymore, besides the fact that she was in the original.
Yeah, like I don't buy that she's the general. Are you kidding me? No. Yeah. But whatever. It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I'm really interested. I really want to see more Star Wars movies. And we'll talk about it when it comes up, but I'm really excited for Rogue One.
Me too. If we do some sort of most anticipated thing, it's up there for me.
So we went over an hour.
We did it, and it was
fun.
Making
up for, the late pod.
This one's for you guys.
We'll come back with another one Monday. Just a little slate coming up. Next week, we'll do obviously we'll have the NFL playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the post recap as opposed to the preview.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing Ian's movie of the week. We'll be talking about some prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe do some NBA talk. I feel like that's a little overdue.
Yeah, we haven't done any of that. We could talk about the state of the game right now.
Yeah, we'll do. I know we were talking about doing a little thing about Kanye's song, but let's wait until next week. We'll have 2 Good Friday releases to talk about. I do want to talk a little bit about. I'll be brief next week. Do a little Mos Def. I know some news came up about him. He's one of my favorite artists.
All right.
And then you and I were going to Atlanta together.
Atlanta.
So we may or may not have a pod that week. We'll put something out on Twitter.
We'll talk about it next week. All about Julio Jones.
I wouldn't mind. I love the man.
Okay, cool.
And then we have a special Oscar pod roundtable.
You guys don't even know. You're not ready for it.
You guys aren't
ready. Not ready.
We're bringing our 2 friends, Alex and Reed.
The roundtable.
We're going to have a 4-man pod breaking down our biggest snubs, who we think is going to win.
Absolutely. And maybe even some serious issues.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there's been something that came up that I want to hear what people are talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you'll hear the takes from 3 white guys.
Yeah, and then 1 Indian guy.
So
the only guy I have to talk about is Aziz Ansari.
Yeah, we're excited.
I'm so excited. This is a great show. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys on Monday then.
Yeah, we'll talk to you then.